Welcome to Lost River Cave and Valley in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I am Kirsten, the tour manager here at Lost River. Some of you may be going, Lost River? How do you lose a river? Well, that is what we are going to talk about today. Bowling Green is an area that sits on what is called a karst landscape. We are going to learn about these karst environments, their features, watersheds, and how they affect our health. When you think about the area where you live, do you know where your rivers come from? Where it is going? Is there a lost river under your feet? What do I mean when I say karst environment or karst landscape? It is a term that originated in an area in Slovenia where this type of landscape was first studied. The land contains a bedrock of porous, soluble rocks like limestone or dolomite. When water comes into contact with these rocks, it slowly starts to dissolve the rocks. The defining features of this landscape are sinkholes and caves. Here and in other karst areas, the bedrock beneath our feet is like Swiss cheese. It is riddled with tunnels and caverns. Lost River is a partially collapsed cave system, essentially a mile-long sinkhole. Within this collapsed tunnel are additional sinkholes that capture glimpses of the aquifer or water below. These sinkholes are called karst windows or blue holes. Here at Lost River, we have 4 karst windows that offer a glimpse at the river below. They are named for the blue coloring the water gets when sunlight reflects off the limestone calcite in the water. Karst windows like these help to recharge springs and underground aquifers. When it rains, the water flows from the surface above and introduces new water into these underground systems. Watersheds are a network of rivers, lakes, and aquifers that allow for the storage and circulation of fresh water. This map of the United States shows that about 20% of the U.S. lives on top of a karst landscape. These areas contain 40% of our drinking water. In February of 2021, the Bowling Green area received 5 inches of rain over the course of a day. This record rainfall meant the river level in the valley rose. It rose almost 50 feet at the cave entrance. This influx of water brought with it every cigarette butt, candy wrapper, discarded piece of trash, and even oil from leaking cars from the 4-lane road over the entrance into this cave. This river in the valley and cave run for an additional 7 miles through a cave tunnel under Bowling Green to meet up with Jennings Creek, and eventually makes its way to the Gulf of Mexico. Not all underground rivers connect to a surface river. Some lead into lakes and aquifers that provide our drinking water. As I mentioned before, almost 40% of the drinking water in the U.S. comes from these underground aquifers. Karst environments like these are ideal for storing water. In a closed system, the trees, plants, and soil at the surface act as a filter to help keep contaminants out of the water held below. But karst windows like the ones at Lost River Cave are direct links to the underground water supply. Since they lack any natural filtration, any contamination that flows from the surface goes directly underground and can end up in our drinking water supply. We have seen the power an underground river can have in carving out tunnels beneath our feet. This valley and its blue holes are examples of that dynamic process. Sometimes these tunnels collapse and allow us a unique look into the underground world. The beauty of the blue holes hide the dangers that these open windows to the underground possess. They are a direct connection to a network of waterways that provide essential water to our communities. When you drive through your community, take a look at your neighborhood and see if you can find areas where pollution will enter our ground. Do you have disappearing rivers, springs, or even a karst window nearby? Thank you for joining this presentation on dynamic karst watersheds.